Guys, it's ACX here. Just want to make another video for you guys about the swing failure pattern and how I personally trade them. I don't normally, obviously, a swing failure pattern is when price takes out some highs or lows to gain liquidity. You can see it here around this area. So if you're in the downtrend, normally these are the areas to try and catch these swing highs here. And as you can see, price just wicks above them and then closes below. A lot of people just normally short off these areas along these areas, but I like confluence with these areas, and there's a reason why. But for me, it's just all about gaining better entries, safer entries, and a bit more confirmation on these entries as well. So if I mark these down, this is on the hourly time frame. Now this is another strategy, like all my strategies that work on all time frames. And we'll just mark out the highs here, so you can see this high point. You get this area here where you didn't actually wick above in this area, and then you ended up wicking here strongly. And I'll just mark these out for you guys. And what you want to wait for is you want to wait for an hourly close as well. That's important. If you start to see it wicking back above before the hourly close, then it could just keep on moving upwards or downwards and just stop you out straight away. So wait for the hourly to close, and I'll show you how exactly to get in. So here you didn't actually close below price here of the previous swing. You had this low here, and as you can see, the wicks just shot through, and this happens a lot in oil. Oil loves to create these patterns. You've got another swing here that got closed below. And there was no wick there. So now that you have these identified, obviously this is in hindsight, we're going back on this chart. But what you want to do is duck down into a lower time frame. So if I was on the daily, I'll be looking for maybe the 4 hour, the 1 hour. If I was doing 4 hour SFPs, I'll go into the 1 hour or 30 minute. For the 1 hour, I'll do the 15-minute chart. And as you can see, you've got these lines marked out now, and I'll just show you quickly. So here, the hourly closed at 4 o'clock. Oops, we're running a little bit slow here. So as you can see, with this SFP, the hourly would have shown a wick. Oh, what's going on? It would have shown a wick just here, and it would have closed at 4 o'clock. So right here it would have closed. Now you can see this next candle here. So this would be after the candle, after the price is wicked. You see that candle hold dead at support right there. That gives you a chance to long this with your stop just below this previous low. So you're getting super low risk to reward. And for example, you'll be long in there. You can market long that, no problem. Stop just below, and then you can make your targets. So you can target these highs. You could target there. So that was a 4.08 risk to reward, and obviously it ends up hitting that target there, and it touched in perfectly there as well. Going back here, there wasn't that many. I don't think any did actually retest, although there was one here. A perfect example here again. So you've got this low. Oh, this Mac's driving me crazy. So you see this low here, and then you've got the SFP. Price would have closed in on that next candle. So the hourly close would have been in this area here. And then what you do, you wait for the retest. So you get the pullback, you see the bullish candle there. That shows that the support is holding. Stop below, and then you target this for a long. And as you can see, a lovely good move there again. You didn't get no retest here. You kind of did there, but not really. Once again, here's the low. You broke up above it. You can set your limit orders here if you want. Price starts holding. Stop below and go to the long side. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is just because Bitcoin has done exactly the same thing. I've gone to the Bitcoin 1 hour. Now, I've been bearish on this, and I'm just looking for shorts all the way down. To around about the 8.7 mark, but we see this resistance area right here. And you can see this happening a lot on Bitcoin as well. As you can see, look, the low there, it wicked out the low and then it retested and it went long. Same with here. We had these stops, wicked in and then came back and reclaimed. And then these areas here, these were the highs into resistance. And then we see this move today that briefly just wicked above once again. So we had this one. And then ducking down into the 15-minute chart. It was actually this one we had this from. Shit. These highs. Price closed below the hourly and then was just waiting for the retest, and it went perfectly to the pip, or in this case to the dollar. We actually loaded up a short and we just put the stops around this area here because this wick was just so bit mexy. It's typical. And then we started riding this down and hopefully it'll keep on moving down. But you can see this price action everywhere, and if you was doing it on a 15-minute, you could scalp it with a 5-minute, vice versa, same with the 5-minute to the 1-minute if you wished. So once again, ACX, if you're interested in learning more, come to our chat room, www.acxtrades.com. Got a great community in there, guys, and continue to learn and chat with some great traders. So take care, everyone. Thanks for listening.